Charles Ingram. Are you ready to play?
This is the show we're going to pitch.
The classic TV game show.
We have a top prize of £1 million.
It was one of the delights of Quiz was the amount of detail we got into about the process of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and how to get on to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and how to crack it. And how did you find your way through that and calibrate that? And at some stage, did you have like far more detail you could have gone into, but you reined yourselves in, and then did you rein it in too much and you lost something, or how did you find the sweet spot there?
It's it was really interesting because every episode was from a different point of view. The first episode was basically introducing the family, building the show, and showing the family's obsession with getting on the show. The second episode was from the prosecution's point of view, and it was more psychological. And having these two men in chairs for, I would say, a third of the episode, and trying to build suspense and trying to get into Charles's head, trying to establish the coughs, trying to build the suspicion, but also keep it ambiguous was the hardest and most challenging section of the whole miniseries. Because, and so I approached it differently than I would other shows. I decided early on in the assembly that I would put all the coughs in my first cut so that I knew where everything was. I could see them, I could hear them, and I planted them all in there. So we had that version to fall back on. And then when Stephen came into the cutting room, he said, okay, now let's do a version where we take all of them out, which was fascinating. Then we started sprinkling one here and one there, and we would see one, but only hear another one. And it was a very major balancing act because we didn't want to tip it too far, but we had to raise suspicion so that all the producers backstage were acting on what was happening and had to cancel the show eventually. So that for me was a challenge. And
so
also,
how did you navigate that? You had to calibrate this balance somehow. Did you have tricks, or did you have a language or rules or something for that?
No, I decided not to watch the documentary until after I was finished cutting because I didn't want it to influence the drama because we were making something different. But I knew that Diana actually did cough on camera. So we decided to keep that one. And we decided to build suspicious looks between Diana and Tequin so that we tried to build a little bit, but not a lot. And it was a balancing act until we were close to locking picture, and that's the sequence we were still working on because I personally felt they were guilty and still do think they were guilty. But we showed a few people from Left Bank and a few friends and family, and some of them had changed their minds. They thought they were guilty before watching the show, and then they thought they were innocent at the end. So that was kind of rewarding, but my instinct was that they were guilty, and I wanted to show that. But obviously, I had to rein myself in and be kind of diplomatic about the whole thing. So yeah, that was the biggest challenge for me.
We're placing you both under arrest.
Charles Ingram is completely innocent.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Ingram! Let's play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?